All right, and welcome back to episode 3 of the OK podcast, powered by The Strength Co. I am your host, Grant Broggi. We are recording live from the cold and frigid upstate of South Carolina. The date is January 16th in the year of our Lord 2024. The current price of Bitcoin is $43,153.20. Do you say cents, PJ?
Yeah, you do.
You say cents. So $43,153.20 is the current value of Bitcoin. PJ's live here in the studio. PJ, for the nerds, give them the block height.
826,077.
There you go. Block height confirmed. We are indeed recording here on January 16th, which makes us 3 for 3.
Hey, streak.
3 weeks in a row. Now, don't grab your little Bitcoin graph and widen it out to 3 weeks, because then you might think that the OK podcast is bringing the price down. But I don't think we need to be worried about that. But we got some exciting things to talk about today on the show. Jeff and Trey will join us here at about the 30-minute mark. But we're going to talk about, give you a carnivore update, what's been going on with that, an update on my poop, obviously, because everyone wants to hear about that. The videos we posted here on YouTube this week. And as well, talk a little bit about strength, who needs to get strong, and a kind of a new way that I've thought about that this week. First, I want you to know that we have the aviation cheat codes right here. Mr. Matt Halleck sent this over. So thanks, Matt, for the aviation cheat codes. 7500 fly formation with F-16 Sierra. Do you know what that means, Jordy?
I don't.
7600 ATC mute. 7700 priority landing anywhere. Aviation cheat codes. So for my aviators out there, as an artilleryman, you know, we like to say big sky, little bullet. You'll be just fine. But thanks, Matt, for the mug. But yeah, let's get right into it. So let's see. Since last week, we've published 3 videos on YouTube. The first one was how to film your lifts. That was just to be useful to you. If you lift on your own, you should film your lifts. You should take a look. You should look at bar speed. You should look to make sure you're squatting to depth. You should look for errors. And there's a right and there's a wrong way to do that. And so we tried to outline it. If you're looking for it for a form perspective, to give yourself data, then that is the way to film it. If you are filming it to be famous on Instagram and show off your wedgie butt spandex pants, it's probably not for you. There's probably another podcast out there with an intelligent young lady that can tell you how to do that. I can't tell you how to do that. But if you want your lifting to get better, do you own those spandex, Jordy?
I don't want to talk about it.
Not yet. Yeah. Actually, can we get a weight update before we continue?
I was 183. So that's 1 pound.
So 1 pound. Okay. So you're up. So a lot of people have asked that PJ gets on camera. And so we've said PJ's on camera when he's 200 pounds. So we're 17 pounds away from camera weight.
Right. Yeah.
So
exactly. What would that be? 17 more episodes and I'll be on camera.
Yeah, pound a week, and then you'll see Jordy on episode 20. So that's a good goal.
Looking fluffy.
Yeah, looking fluffy, looking thick, not looking like a victim. But yeah, so we did the how to film your lifts video. Check that out. A lot of people liked it. A lot of people joined our Slack from watching that, realizing that we have a $29 option for people that just want minimal coaching, the occasional form check, and a program to follow. So for everyone that's joined up in the last week or so, thanks for coming in. A lot of you have said it was from that video, so we're happy to have you. And then Friday, we took an excerpt.
Yeah.
Okay. We took a snippet, a clip, a tidbit, a little portion of the video podcast, and we launched it on Friday on YouTube, on the Strength Co YouTube. Remember, this podcast is powered by the Strength Co, and you're going to see that every Friday. Every Friday, we're going to take something strength related, post it on Fridays on the YouTube channel. And that was the importance of hitting PRs, or the truth about PRs, or really, as you become a lifter, understanding that PRs don't come around as often. And I talked a little bit about my own experience in that. So if you didn't catch last week's podcast, go listen to it. Please follow us on I want to say Shopify. Buy on our Shopify store. Follow us on Spotify. Give us a 5-star review, or Apple, or Overcast, or YouTube, or whatever. But go listen to the episode if you missed that. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, The Strength Co, and you can watch that video for the nice little 7-8 minute clip. So the how to record your lifts did just fine. That clip on PRs did fine. And then we posted a coffee video because Jordy decided he was going to go on vacation. And so I was behind the 8 ball. And remember, Jordy and PJ are two different people. But so I was behind the 8 ball, so I had to record something. So I was in the mountains with my wife. We were working up there, and it was snowing and sleeting. And I said, I got to record something. And I went to lift in the morning, and I went to lift at 6 a.m. And it was, I think it was 22 degrees out, and it was raining sideways, which I now know is a squall, but in a wintry mix of sorts. And I took my camera down there and I put the mic on and I looked at it and I said, I really do not want to talk to you in the camera during this lift. I just want to slug it out and get it done. So that's what I did. So I did not make a lifting vlog. I did squat 420 for a triple, which I was happy about because surely that's impossible to do anything that's remotely a feat of strength while you're on the carnivore diet. Because if you're not eating carbohydrates, you're just going to wither away and die. But I lifted and I realized I needed a video. So I went upstairs, and my friend that owns the cabin that he graciously let us go and visit says, if things aren't hard, they're usually not worthwhile, or if they don't take some effort. And so in his place, there's no drip coffee machine, which I respect. So he has a Chemex, a Brika. He does have a little Nespresso pod machine, but I think his wife won that war. So that's in there. So we went to make the Chemex. And I used to be into Chemexes. I had them we'll probably talk about with Trey. I think I had one when I lived with Trey and Jeff. It might've been Jeff's. I don't remember. I definitely owned one myself for a while. But it's slow. It's probably user error. So I just thought, hey, how do I keep this warm? So we did the video on how to warm up the Chemex itself beforehand and keep it warm and blah, blah, blah. And I intentionally didn't weigh and measure to make coffee people mad. And that video just tanked, Jordy. No one cared.
No one cares, but You're a big coffee guy. I didn't know how big of a coffee guy you were. You might say you're not, but then you just talk about like all the intricacies of the different ways to make coffee, preheating your mug, the different weights and measures, different types of grinders. Like you are a big coffee guy.
Yeah, I guess I'll just embrace that. Big coffee guy right here. Yeah. So, I mean, I do but it's cold right now here. And if you make coffee in the morning, you come down. I use a Mocha Master at home. I think that is the best coffee that brews quickly. It's the best drip coffee you can get. It's German made. And it's a great thing. So you make that, and it's got, the copper wires in it. The heat's all nice, but you make that cup of coffee and you come down, and your house is, you get the heater on to 67, and you grab your mug out of the cupboard and it's cold. And you have this beautifully hot coffee you've just brewed in this cold mug. And when the two meet, you now have warm coffee, and no one wants warm coffee. You want hot coffee. So I'm a big fan of preheating mugs. This mug's pretty good. This is a good average mug, but you want to pay attention to the surface area on the top. Some of these mugs, like these, Instagram mugs, I call them, where, someone, I say a girl, could be a guy, they have a big wide mouth mug, and there's like a journal next to it, and like a nice pen, and, Monday morning thoughts. But all I think is the heat is just disappearing rapidly with all that open surface area. So I like a more narrow mug. My favorite mugs are wide in the bottom and actually get a little smaller on the top. But yeah, I guess I have some opinions on coffee.
I like the diner mugs, like the real thick walled diner mugs.
Yes.
But here's a question: is coffee the best pre-workout?
I think so. I've tried them all in my younger days. Inno Explode was the thing that my brothers and I did. In college, we did Jacked 3D.
Oh man, isn't that stuff illegal now?
It is illegal now. Thank God. But yeah, I think coffee is, I don't think you can beat it. Plus it's natural. It's clean. You don't know what's in the proprietary blends. That's where the good stuff is. But yeah, I think coffee is the best pre-workout that you could use. So I'm a fan. So however you like it, the best coffee is like the best diet, whichever one you enjoy. No, I'm just kidding.
Whichever one's carnivore.
Yeah, whichever one's carnivore. So yeah, the coffee video didn't do well, but whatever. We don't care. And it's going to pick up steam over time. And I know this because I did a Mocha versus Brika video about 5 years ago now. And that's one of our top videos. I mean, I think it's 40,000 views or something.
It's at 28,000 views, which is very good.
Yeah, that's good. I guess 40 was.
And it's still going, the graph on the chart.
It's a slow burn.
It's a slow burn up and to the right.
There's a lot more people that want to drink coffee than there are people that want to lift weights. I've learned this. So that video will be just fine, and it'll come along and be okay. So that's what we released on YouTube this week. We got some new stuff coming this week on Wednesday, which is tomorrow. So by the time you're listening to this episode, which will be Friday, we'll release my update on the carnivore diet. I am on day 16, so halfway through the month, and I'll tell you my thoughts. And the video is kind of laid out so that you can, if you want to go to the carnivore diet, who I think should do it, what to expect, expectations, what to think of, how to prepare. And I think it'll be useful. And I go over a lot of our clients that have done it, the results that they've had, and it's all positive. I know you want to know if I think that everyone should be carnivore forever and never eat carbohydrates again. No, that's not what I think, but watch that video if you haven't. We'll give you the update on the carnivore diet itself. So I guess I'll give you my update on the carnivore diet now.
So did carnivore make you lose all your gains?
Yeah, I'm so weak now. I'm victim weight over here. I am down 9 pounds from 224 to 215. And I'm trying not to lose any more. I think I lost 9 pounds. I think 8 of them came out of my cheeks and maybe 1 out of my stomach. So that tends to be how I like to lose my weight. But yeah, I have lost some weight and my lifts have been fine. I like we talked about last week, you can't look at one set of data and say, okay, here I am trying this carnivore diet. Am I as strong as I've ever been? There's a lot of different variables. So I'm not, but I'm progressing fine. I'm running I have an article on the website called Intermediate Efficient 5x5s for an Intermediate Lifter. So you squat 5x5 on Monday, you do an intensity day on Friday, you deadlift for some volume in the middle of the week, and your pressing and benches get split up. And so I've run this many times, and I usually start my 5x5s in the upper 3s. And, I think my best 5x5 is like 430, 435, something like that. And if I can do that, then I can squat over 500 or at 500, or I think, 495 for a double I've done before. So that's always where I'm trying to get. I did 375 yesterday morning for 5 sets of 5. Felt pretty good. I'm lifting in the mornings right now around 7 in the morning. So I'm fasted because I slept the night before.
Russell Orr, he does that.
Yeah, I'm fasted. Oh wait, that's impossible. He's strong.
Yeah, he lost all his gains.
Impossible. Yeah.
He only squats 700.
Only for like a triple.
Yeah, he'd be at 1,000 by now.
Yeah, obviously. So the carnivore diet is going fine. I still haven't had any explosions, no rocket fuel coming out of my butt. No, I haven't. But so here's my thoughts on that. I think it comes down to what your diet was going into this. And being carnivore is a lot different than being vertical diet or keto diet or low carb diet, Atkins diet. You'd think like, oh, high protein, I'm used to this, but eliminating everything is different. I mean, when you're at dinner and you're eating shrimp and your wife's eating shrimp and, you want to get a side. So you get some oysters and you're like, well, I want another side. And she orders asparagus because she's keto. And you look at the asparagus and you go, well, why can't I eat an asparagus? That seems dumb. But then you realize that vegetables are fake and don't do anything for you. So why would you eat an asparagus?
That is true.
Yeah.
That's science.
So yeah, it is different, but I forgot where I was going with that.
I don't know. Eating.
Eating. Yeah. So anyway, I'm down 9 pounds. Oh, that's what I was going to say. The rocket fuel coming out. I think the reason I have not experienced that is because my diet was very high protein and I would say moderately low carbs. Not like, oh, I can't go over 20 grams, but like in one meal of the day, I would have maybe rice or potatoes or something, or noodles once in a while. But I wasn't a guy that woke up and ate, 2 bagels. I wasn't a guy that was eating a sandwich for lunch every day. And so I think the changes for me haven't been that drastic. And what we've seen with the people that have done this with us is that the folks whose diets were not as clean and it was more of a drastic change, they were definitely on the toilet. So it's not fake news. That could happen to you. It has not happened to me, but it's not over yet. We're only halfway there.
Has your sleep changed any?
My sleep's gotten better. So it was rough at first. when I say rough, I just woke up a lot, and I'm guessing that's why it was, but I usually sleep between, 6 to 7 hours is what I shoot for. I'm not waking up anymore. I'm falling asleep a little bit easier. It seems. So I get into bed around between 10 and 10:30, and I'm asleep within, 20 minutes or so. So my sleep seems to be better. And now here in week, 3, we're into, my energy's up. The first week, my energy was definitely low. You worked out with me that day. I was like the Walking Dead in there.
Yeah. You need some Jack 3D.
Yeah. I need some Jack 3D and some carbohydrates, but yeah, so Carnivore's going fine. Haven't lost all my gains. We'll keep you up to date as it progresses, but, so far, so good. I went into more detail on it in Wednesday's video as you listen to this. So go back, watch that one if you want to give it a shot. I will say I've done a lot of diets. I don't consider myself a diet guy, but as a coach, I've tried a lot of these things. When Rob Wolf came out with the paleo solution in 2008, I was all over that book. I met Rob Wolf. I read all his books. I did paleo. Leaky gut. My brother still makes fun of me this day. You're going to get a leaky gut. I would always tell him. So I'm a paleo fan. I did that. I did the zone diet. I did the block, where you count your blocks and your macros. So I've done a bunch of them, and I will say this one, the reason I think it's a good diet for people is the same way, or the same reason that when people come to me and they want to lose weight, the first thing I do is make them skip a meal, because if they can't skip one meal, they're not serious about losing weight. I'm not saying that works for everyone, but for most people, if you are overweight and you need to lose weight, I promise you can skip breakfast and you are going to be just fine. And so I often tell people, hey, here's what you're going to do for the next 3 days. You're not going to eat until noon. I don't care what you eat after noon, but you're not going to eat till noon. And it starts some habit building. Well, so then if you got a person in there on macros and, okay, I want this many calories and this many protein and this many carbohydrates and this many fats, what does it do? It gives them a lot of options on what they can eat, which is good. You should not shame foods or think that foods are bad, all the time. But the problem with that is, hey, if I'm eating a little bit of everything and then someone comes over and says, hey, we're having a pizza party, you're like, well, I'll just have some pizza. And all of a sudden it goes out of control very easily. So one thing that I think that is interesting about the carnivore diet, and the reason that the lifters that have been doing it and myself have had, success, so to speak, if some weight loss was what they were after, is because the rules are very simple. You can eat meat, fish, poultry, eggs, butter, and cheese if you'd like. And that's it. And it just makes it simple. It's not a great diet for social living. It's just not, because it's just, you go to a restaurant and you're throwing everything away.
You'd be the worst person at Thanksgiving.
Oh yeah.
Everyone hates you.
Everyone hates you. So this is not and again, I don't know that I think this is a thing people should do around, 12 months a year, but I think it's a good endeavor for people to try, kind of reset and all that stuff. So
I thought you just take Ozempic to lose weight.
Yeah. There's a new study coming out that it's really bad for you.
I'm sure there's going to be some.
Yeah. No, there's a bunch of stuff coming out that it's I don't know, it's eating away at your gut. And it's definitely eating away at your gut.
In more ways than one, I guess. But
did Lainey Wilson do Ozempic?
I don't know.
Yeah. So Lainey Wilson used to be kind of heavy set. Do you know who Lainey Wilson is?
No, I don't even know who this is.
Country singer. She was heavy set. She was on the show Yellowstone. And then she lost a bunch of weight, apparently with Ozempic. But they were talking about that her butt disappeared.
Okay.
And so, the Cowboys lost. We them boys, America's team, they lost. And there was a meme where it showed Lainey Wilson pre-weight loss from the back.
Yeah.
And her butt's really big. Mm-hmm. And it says Cowboys during the regular season. And then post Ozempic and her butt's really flat and small. It says Cowboys in the playoffs.
It does seem, on its face, it seemed too good to be true. You just take this drug and you just lose 30 pounds.
Because that's how that works.
Yeah. And I'm that sounds good, but what else happened?
Yeah.
There's no free lunch,
Yeah. Well, I offer you free milk every week.
Maybe that's the free lunch.
That's your free lunch.
I have one more question on Carnivore. Do you think you could gain weight and hit new PRs on Carnivore now that you've been trying it?
Yeah. You think me specifically with my training history.
Like you.
Yeah. I think that's what I'm going to try and do. I'm going to ride the extra of the month. I don't want to go below 215. I am leaner. And so now I'm trying to get more calories to stay up. What I'd really like to see is can I get back to 224? I don't care about the number on the scale at all.
Yeah. Just what you look like.
Yeah. And I'm fine to look like a lifter. We've got comments on it. Oh, why are you trying to lose weight? You look like a lifter. I'm like, well, I want to look like a lifter, but I want to look like a lifter that you want to look like.
Right.
And at the end of the day, I sell, coaching services, and I don't care what you tell yourself. Everybody wants to go to the beach in the summer and take their shirt off and look fine. Now, people have different ideas of what fine looks like. Some people want Matthew McConaughey abs. I don't care about Matthew McConaughey abs. All right. I don't care. But at the same time, I don't want to walk around with a keg on my stomach and just be like, well, I can deadlift 600 pounds. Some people like that, and that's fine. But the majority of people do not want that. And so I'm trying to show people that you can be relatively strong. You can be much stronger than the average, and you can also be relatively lean. So to answer your question, I think I can hit a PR on the Carnivore. I'm kind of thinking right now I'm going to go at least through February.
I mean, you got 2 weeks. You think you can do it? I'm not trying to be negative.
Yeah.
Here.
Well, what would you consider? I mean, a PR is a PR, but on any lift?
Any lift.
Okay. So for me, what I think is, I bet I could PR my bench or my press. Don't know if I could PR one of the big ones.
What are your current bench and press PRs?
My bench it's either 375 or 377 and a half. My press is 256 and a half.
Okay.
But I think that would be maybe I can squat 520. I don't know. We're going to find out. Everyone says that I can't do anything, so we're going to find out. I'm going to go for it.
I'll
go for something and see. Go back to 225.
A wise man once said, girls don't care about your abs.
That's right. They just care about your wallet.
Is that the second part of that?
That's the second part. They care about your wallet. Yeah. Or your ledger. So before we go into the kind of strength part, I want to end this segment with, do you have a Bitcoin update? Is there anything crazy that happened this week? Anything I need to know? I
mean, the only update is that they launched the ETFs. They're live. It's not
Blackstone
fake news.
Is the highest traded right now.
Yeah. BlackRock. And it crushed the trading volume, the previous record of like most trading volume in 48 hours. It was like in the 4 billion. The last one to hit a big number was the gold ETF when you got a gold ETF. So it seems fine. Price is going down a little bit, but people just zoom in too much. They're thinking too short term. These people aren't rushing like these crazy Bitcoin.
They're not lifters.
They're not real lifters. But the only other upcoming thing is we got the halving coming up for you Bitcoin nerds. Halving. So I think it'll be a fun 2024.
That's this year.
This spring.
Yeah, this spring.
Coming up. This is not financial advice.
Well, no, it's not. But buy Bitcoin. Good. So there's your weekly Bitcoin update, which no one really comments on except about the block height. So you may hate it, but we're going to talk about it because we think there's carryover between people that buy Bitcoin and deadlift
and eat steak.
That's
a weird carnivore lifting.
Oh, the political food thing did well.
Oh, it did?
Yeah, the political food thing did well, which I thought it was all in good fun. And some people are like, well, I hope this podcast isn't political. I'm like, that's not political that I think Crisco's a Southern Democrat.
No, that's a deep, nuanced take. That's just worthy of a podcast. That's
just called geography.
Yeah, I mean.
That's all that is.
I mean, Sean Baker was on Anthony Pompliano's podcast, the Bitcoin podcast.
There you go.
There's crossover.
I mean, I think Sean Baker has laser eyes, or did at one point.
He did. He was one of the first.
Laser eyes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Laser eyes. I may need to update that. Maybe we need laser eyes on this week's thumbnail.
Yeah.
Laser eyes.
We're bringing it back.
Yeah, we're bringing back laser eyes. Okay, so I did want to talk about one thing on a serious note about strength. And if you followed my stuff at all, if you've read my blog, if you follow my YouTube videos or, follow my tweets, I got my parents lifting in 2019. And I often talk about the importance of getting your parents to lift and the way that you should view lifting. And the way that you should view lifting is that as you age, you atrophy unless you do something about it. you will lose muscle mass starting in your 30s. Some people even start in their 20s if they're, programmers, software people, and they're not active, and they lose muscle mass as they get older. I've talked about this a lot. It's in a bunch of different YouTube videos. So as they get older, they can do less things. Things tend to hurt more. And so most people start doing less, which only exasperates the problem and makes them lose strength even faster because they're not doing anything anymore. Most 20 and 30-year-olds aren't doing an intelligent strength program. They're just doing stuff. So they maintain a lot of strength. Not so much as people age. So my parents, my mother's 65, we're exactly 30 years apart, or 30 years and 1 week apart. And my dad is 68. They started lifting in 2019. So -4 on those numbers. They'd never lifted. They'd been runners. And I tried to get them to lift. I'd been working on them for a long time. And I finally said, hey, I know, 3 of my siblings have had kids. I haven't had kids yet. I hope to have kids, and I want you to be around for them. I see how you build into the lives of, my nieces and nephews. I want you to do it, blah, blah. Mom, you look great, but you're weak. I would tell her that. And so they started lifting, and they never looked back, and they're super strong. My dad deadlifts in the 300s, even having no elbow. My mom, deadlifts in the mid 2s. I mean, they're super strong. It's been awesome. And I thought, you know what, Grant, you're so smart. Just telling people that they need to get stronger for my benefit, for Grant's benefit, because Grant now will have strong parents that he can do things with. Well, this year, December 27th, or last year rather, my grandmother, who's 90, passed away, and she lived a great life, all the way to 90. Can't ask for much more. My grandfather died when he was 82, back in 2014. So, it was time, and there was really, there's always sadness and some grief, but there really, it was a life well lived, and it was, what happens at the end of life. And so my mom, has been, losing, your mother is sad no matter what the occasion is. And so, my mom's, been grieving, and, we all have been to an extent. And so, one thing I will say about my grandmother making it to 90 is, it was completely different than how I see a lot of people. And I coach a lot of people. And I have coached a lot of people. And, not to sound just like a old timey Southerner, but they really just don't make them like they used to. My grandmother strung tobacco, picked cotton, tomato garden, a zucchini garden, a garden, all kind of vegetables. She worked. And I always remember my grandmother as being strong and capable. And on her 80th birthday, there's a video back there somewhere on my Instagram. I taught her how to squat, and she went in the mantle of her house and she put on a squat routine. She didn't have a barbell, but I gave her some weights, and she would squat to this bench, and she understood the importance of her strength. And I remember going to see her at her home, in the last few years, and you'd go to walk her to lunch, and, she'd have this walker, but she would hold it about 6 inches off the ground and just zoom around, and because she was strong. And, and so I tell everyone, hey, you need to lift weights, you need to lift so that you have your physical capability. And that's not the thing that's holding you back. My grandmother never lifted weights, but strength was not the thing that held her back. She ended up getting white matter, disease. And so she started to lose her mind. And so while she had the physical capabilities, she lost the mental capabilities. And that's a sad thing to watch. It's a sad thing to see. But my mother was lifting this Sunday morning, and she shared something with me. She sent me a text, and I want to read it with you because I thought about strength and the importance of it in a different light than really I ever have. And so I'll just read it. She just texted me, Sunday morning thoughts, strength. Strength comes in all forms, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. Grant, I am thankful for God for grabbing my heart back in the 70s and helping me understand how important it was to build my spiritual muscles. Life is hard, and when all is said and done, spiritual strength is the core of getting you through life, and not only getting you through, but enjoying it along the way. Emotional strength, that too. I think my mother helped me with that the most as I was growing up, telling me things like, sometimes you just have to keep going even if you don't feel like it. And you have to do the job whether you want to or not. And some things are worth crying over, but this isn't one of them. So stop crying. Things like that. And then my mother says, and then there's physical strength. Early in my college days, I wanted to be intentional and taking care of physical health. So I joined a craze of running and aerobics and worked hard at it, even majoring in health education. But I never saw the importance of resistance training with weights and a barbell. That didn't happen until I was 61 years old. It was you who kept telling me that I was fit, but I was weak. Insulting, but true. So you started me on the journey of getting under a barbell. Now, here's the part that I think is interesting to me, and I thought about it in a completely different way. My mother continues to say, I had no idea how much this was going to help me in the final 2 years of Mama's life. In 2019, the same year I began weightlifting, she was diagnosed with white matter disease, and then typical Frances McKay fashion, she looked it up and she knew what was coming. After all, she was retired, registered nurse, and she was preparing herself for what was to come. I think we children were in denial because she had always been so strong. But nonetheless, it strikes me that her mental decline and my getting strong began at the same time. And so to kind of get you where we're at, then she had her brain bleed in January 2022 that sent her on a downward spiral. The first days were so tough in the hospital. She didn't like it. She went to an intense rehab facility and then a retirement home. We knew she could never go home again. Last 2 years of her life, with her memory fading, she was still so much fun, confused, but laughed. And we saw her all the time, took her places, told her stories, and basically enjoyed life with her. As you know, she lost her ability to walk as her brain could not send the signals anymore. She became wheelchair bound, and I quickly learned that I was strong enough to literally deadlift her from her recliner to her bed, to her wheelchair, to the car, to wherever it was that I wanted to take her. She still enjoyed life in her limited capacity, and I wanted to enjoy it with her until the very end. And I did, as did my siblings. God is so kind. She is now rejoicing with her Savior. I thank you for your part in this. Love you, Mom. So I bring that up. My mom, my father's a pastor. My mom's a pastor's wife. She has a podcast. It's called Rare But Real, about being godly women in this day and age. But I just thought about strength from a way that I had never thought of it. You know, I always tell people my age, you got to get your parents lifting. You got to get them getting strong. You need your parents to help build into your family. You want your parents around as long as possible. But I never thought about the responsibility for you at age 40, 45, 50, 61, to have the physical strength to give back to your parents. And hopefully they get serious about getting strong and they train and get stronger. But even if they do, even if they're like my grandmother, built different, made it to 90, strong, carrying her walker around, at some point towards the end of life, if you were taken naturally and not, hit by a semi truck, you are going to have serious decline. And I think for the first time that I've thought of it in this way, it is a responsibility of children to have the physical strength to do that. And I'm grateful for my mom and proud of my mother for being able to go there and take care of her. And obviously she had people in that home that helped her too. But how nice must have that been for my grandmother, for her own child to be able to come in, pick her up, put her in a chair, and take her to a farmer's market. So I know it's a heavy topic, but I think it's an important one. And it was something that I wanted to share. So strength, yes, get your parents to lift, but you need to lift and make sure that you are ready and capable. So Mom, thanks for sharing that. Everyone else, I hope you benefit from it. All right. So it is, here we are. We're in the next segment. It's time to move on. We'll try and up the spirits, make it a little joyful event. Okay.
Just a normal Tuesday.
Just a normal Tuesday where we get you guys on the horn with no problems. Don't worry. We still got problems. PJ. We still got PJ here.
I'm here.
Nice. Was he on vacation?
Yes. Yes, he was.
I went to my cousin's wedding, so I don't know if that's vacation, but.
Hey, I'm on vacation.
No, I was just attending.
Where was the wedding?
That's a vacation.
It was in the other Greenville. It was in Greenville, North Carolina. I did have to sing in it, but that was the only part I was in.
Did you sing Star Wars?
I did.
Nice.
Yeah.
EJ, songbird of our generation.
Yeah, he really is.
That's what they say.
Do you want to give them a fun fact about Greenville, North Carolina?
Fun fact about Greenville, North Carolina. It's the mecca of YouTube. Mrbeast lives there, who's the largest YouTuber in history and probably the biggest media person ever.
Do you guys know who Mrbeast is?
I do.
Yeah, he has the burgers, right?
That's a funny thing to say about him, but yes, he does.
Yeah. That's how
and
you
a
remember
YouTube
him.
channel.
Yeah,
I think he's got a YouTube channel or something.
Might be relatively popular.
Those burgers, those are good.
Yeah, but those burgers, I tell you what, you should make a YouTube about those burgers.
You should do some YouTube stuff on those burgers.
I think it'd be good.
I'm gonna make a YouTube channel called Mr. Burger.
Ooh.
Hey.
And then I'm gonna have Beast. That doesn't make any sense. All right.
Yeah, no. Wait, well, let's work on getting him on next week. What?
Yeah.
Shoot him a message.
Yeah.
Actually, so my cousins went to school with him.
Yeah.
Went to high school with him.
So we got it in.
Mrbeast was at my other cousin's wedding, and I met him there.
Did you go
it's
to that
crazy. I did. I met him there, and he's just a normal dude in a small town. But
Guys,
I heard
PJ
he's
knows
6'6".
Mr. Beast.
He's 6'7". Yeah, you knew Liver King?
Yeah.
Mrbeast? What other internet personalities do you know?
Grand Broggi.
Vivek Shawakamaka Flame.
Oh yeah, I met that guy. Yeah, he's out though.
Yeah, he's out.
He's out.
The political guy, Vivek.
Oh, Ramaswamy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a thing. I actually know a guy that works on his campaign, and I said, "Do you want to know how to win this election?" And he said, "Yeah, well, we're working on it. We think Trump's going to get arrested, and he'll pick up all those votes, blah blah blah." And I said, "No, I can tell you how to get this guy elected." And he's like, "What?" I was like, "Just change his last name to the Indian guy." And then like all the MAGA people will be like, "Oh yeah, Vivek the Indian guy. I like him." I was like, "But they can't say his last name right now, so they don't like him." And he dropped out. So clearly my political advice is spot on.
Missed opportunity.
They should have worked on it.
Missed opportunity big time.
You got Bush elected, right?
Yeah. That oil money. I got me Luke Casey boots and some oil money.
I don't really know this story. You were working on the Bush campaign?
No. Yes. I don't know. Yeah, kind of. I was working for the EPA.
Okay.
But as a Schedule C employee for the Bush administration.
Oh.
But like I started as a White House intern, and then I got that job. And so it depends what kind of circle I'm in and who I'm trying to sell barbell equipment to. If I see they're wearing a red hat with white rope, I'm like, "Yeah, I work for Bush." And they're like, "Yeah." And then, but if I see they're like drinking Oat Life, I'm like, "Oh, I work for the EPA and I'm a fly fisherman." And they're like, "Oh, okay. Conservationist right here. Come on in." I'm like, "Oh, shit, we got to protect that environment. My wife drives a Tesla."
Man of the people.
That's right. Populist.
Yeah.
Are you freezing your nuts off, Trey?
Dude, it's actually warmed up we're at 28 degrees right before we started.
Wow.
Took my shirt off, went outside.
So
what are we at?
We're at, I think today we're at like 30.
We're at 30. We got you beat.
We're at 30. No, he's at 28. Oh, we're warmer.
We're warmer.
Yeah, you're warmer. Yeah.
Do you guys know the band Midland?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's your wife's favorite town.
Yeah. Favorite town, favorite band. She really likes him. So they have a song called Up in Texas. And it's like, "You ain't done this till you've looked up in Texas," because the stars and stripes are big and bright.
They're big and bright. Yep.
So Diana sends it to me the other day and goes, "This makes me want to move to Texas." And I just quickly grabbed Fort Worth weather. It said 13 degrees. I screenshot it and sent it to her. She goes, "Never mind." Never mind.
Well played, sir. Well played.
Yeah. Trey, you got a good amateur lifting update for us?
Dude, yeah. Actually, I wrote it down. I wrote down my numbers as of yesterday. Most recent squat 250 felt good.
Nice.
I started doing
3 sets of 5.
3 sets of 5. Yeah, nice. I reset the novice linear progression. So I was doing 250, overhead press 125, deadlift 290.
Nice.
Felt good.
Nice.
Yeah, man.
All right, and the knees holding up.
Knee feels good. It was moving smooth. Yeah, man.
Okay.
Besides just being cold, that's about it.
You have any major amateur lifting questions after another week of training in the books?
Yeah. So here's a random one. You ready for it? So amateur lifting question of the week.
Okay.
So I did deadlift. I did not unpack my Converse because I was too lazy. And so I deadlifted barefoot.
Okay. Primal. That's the Viking lifestyle.
And I'm like, it feels good. Like, is there any pros, cons to that? Like, I don't know. To me, it was easier.
Oh, to deadlift barefoot versus a shoe.
Yeah.
So what we would say is that your foot, like even if you're flat footed, you're not able to produce force over the entire surface area of your foot because you have an arch and different things. So like, the ball of your foot's going to be touching, your heel's going to be touching. But as you go to exert a lot of force, your foot's going to move around and take some of that. Whereas in a shoe with a strap on it, it's going to suck your foot down. And now the entire surface area of what is around your foot where you're driving through is a force transmitter, right? So you can produce more force because there's greater area. With that said, I think the heaviest deadlift I've seen was Shane Hunt last year. Jeff was there. What he pulled 9 something for 7 barefoot.
It was insane.
Yeah, it was something stupid. So you can totally deadlift barefoot, not a problem. You know, for most people, I like them to squat in a squat shoe.
Yeah.
So then I go, all right, you go in the gym, you put on your squat shoes. Unless you're like lifting for a long time and you're really strong, just like wear the shoes your whole workout.
Just leave your shoes on. That makes sense.
Exactly. Yeah. But no, I mean, I'm not like anti. I mean, I've been deadlifting in those barefoot shoes, but they're not barefoot like BARE. They're like barefoot, like rawr. They're like growling barefoot shoes. And they have a paw print on the side, and Diana hates them.
Oh.
Yeah, they kind of
sounds good. Like, like I said, it moved easy yesterday. It felt good, man. So
okay.
Yeah.
So PRs are coming.
We'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see.
Are you wearing any knee sleeves or anything like that, or
I did on the squat? Yeah, I did on the squat. And like I said, it felt good yesterday, man. Like I said, knees holding up. Had the knee sleeves on, and I don't know if it's like a psychological thing that it just makes it feel better, but I don't know. It felt good.
It works. I'm out of the loop. What happened to your knee and how'd you rehab it?
Rehabbed it essentially just kind of ice and rest. It was jumper's knee. Is that what it's called?
Jumper. Yeah.
Yeah. Patellar nice. And then I just started being more intense, doing like more body weight warm up stuff. So
big jumping guy.
Yeah, dude, I was jumping all over the place.
Been doing so much jumping.
Been jumping since 1989.
When I was 1.
Oh, you're 88.
Yeah, I mean, I'm literally like, I think 1 year older than you. What are you, August 26?
I'm 88 too, though. Yeah, August.
Yeah.
You're 88. You're June.
July.
You're 1 month.
That's right. I think it's 1 month exactly.
Yeah. I think Jeff's 45 this year?
Yeah, 45 again.
45 and thriving.
He's pulling out of that Roth.
38.
I wish I was I don't wish I was 45. I feel like I'm going to feel terrible at 45.
If it's 10 times worse than 35, we're in for a real ride.
Oh no, I'm 37. Yeah.
Okay, 37.
Going on 38. Yeah.
Okay, going on.
86.
Yeah.
Much too young. What did Garth Brooks say?
I'm much too young to be feeling this damn old. But you can't play that. I would play it right now, but it's Garth Brooks. And so you can't pull it up on Pandora. You can't pull it up on Spotify. You can't pull it up. Yeah. Where can you listen to Garth Brooks?
Probably GarthBrooks.com.
Yeah, I think it's Walmart. Isn't it Walmart? Isn't it Walmart?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. What was his like fake studio name? Was it Chris Ledoux?
Chris Gaines.
Chris Gaines.
Yeah.
That's his rock and roll personality.
Dude, didn't he have the bangs?
He had like bangs, like real. He was like had like that emo haircut before that was even a thing. You know, it was one of a kind.
Why did he go off of Spotify in the first place? Was it because of the payouts or what?
I don't know.
He's,
you guys know?
He's from Oklahoma.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Oklahoma. That's
Oklahoma.
Say no more.
Go Sooners.
He did. I think he was a pole vaulter at Oklahoma State.
What?
Oh, big jumping guy.
Yeah.
I wonder if his jumper's knee. He got that jumper's knee.
Oh, jumping guy.
Hey, Garth, how's your knee?
Get your files back, Garth.
Stare at it.
Stare at it, Garth.
I didn't see Garth Brooks. That wasn't on our list, but we brought Garth in. Yeah. Jeff, you got some sports updates for us?
What kind of sports updates you looking for?
The devil retired.
Do we want to talk college football stuff? I'm sad he retired. I know it probably sounds weird, but dude, there was nothing like beating Nick Saban. You were like, felt like that was accomplishing something, that you're like, your team went up against it and you beat the guy that's like the best.
So you're saying if Auburn wins this year, you will not feel as good?
No,
I agree with that.
As good.
So
Really?
funny, Steven Garcia, Gamecock, my favorite quarterback of all time during the, a couple of the 11 win seasons back to back to back. Alabama comes in 2010. We beat number 1 Alabama, and his profile pick every year. I think Georgia beat them last year, but until then, no team in the SEC East had beaten Alabama since 2010. So he would post, it's been 648 days. It's been 1,000, since an SEC East team beat Alabama. And so he did like a cheers to Saban, which I meant to tell you last week, and I thought about it after. There's this thing called SEC Unfiltered, which the guy that runs it, he's on Twitter and Instagram. The guy that runs it used to be called the Spurs Up Show. And then he realized, like, wow, I picked the worst team ever to make media about, and people still really like it. I should make it the whole SEC. So he made SEC Unfiltered. And so during the game last week, he put, well, it's still all Gamecock stuff, but he put the national championship without the SEC is blank. And he types like fill in the blank and comment below. And Steven Garcia just writes back, gay. And I was like, oh, all right.
He's not wrong.
So the devil's gone.
I don't know. I'm excited. And if A&M beats Alabama ever again, I'd be equally as excited as if he was there. That's just me, though.
Did the Washington guy get confirmed in there?
Yeah.
Is that a lock? Okay.
Yeah.
So he's the coach.
It was a good hire.
I did not want that job.
Good. Well, I mean, good move for that guy. He'll get a big paycheck, and then that job's not coming back around. You're not getting that offer again. His stock's never going to be that high.
You have to take it, but Alabama fans' expectations. Oh my gosh.
I think he'll do good. Like, have you seen their schedule for next year? It looks pretty easy relatively. Like, I think they got Georgia. They got Georgia and they go to LSU. And I think he's going to have a ton of talent. That dude just wins football games. So I think he's going to do, I don't know. What did I say, Jeff? Like 10-2? I think that's what I texted you.
Yeah, you're talking about like 2 losses. Yeah.
I think 2 losses, if I take a guess. I don't know.
Thinking Georgia and maybe, I think Tennessee was the other one you said?
Tennessee or LSU. I bet he drops one of those. Man, I'm more excited. I don't know. If I was a Husky fan, I would be excited about the Arizona coach they just hired.
They got a good guy.
Yeah, they got a good hire.
I think that's an upgrade personally, but Bill Belichick coaching tree right there, man.
So Bill Belichick coaching tree. Speaking of Billy B, after last week when we talked about it, I'm like, I'm gonna say I'm super sad, but I'm pretty bummed.
I'd be bummed.
Yeah, and like the Patriots, and I love Gamecock football, but the Patriots, like my upbringing with the Patriots was like not many people ever experienced that. Like I became a Patriots fan because of all my dad's family. And like, I remember watching us get destroyed by the Packers. I remember Bledsoe being the quarterback. I remember the game where they got injured. I remember Brady coming in. I remember that Belichick got hired from the Browns. I'm like 12. And then it was just like greatness forever. And I'm like, oh, Bill Belichick and Tom Brady, like that'll be the combo for the rest of my life. And then it's no longer is. But okay, deep take, Belichick's dad went to Navy.
Yes.
Is that why he always recruits them there?
Yes. And I am hoping that he goes and coaches at Navy. And that is a Grant take that you're not going to find. I mean, you will find it on the internet if you go deep. Like, so if you go to, all right, so there's this forum called Michigan music from the 90s. And if you go to that forum, there's a sub forum called Jack White's Couch, but it's not called Jack White's Couch. It's called Dead Weather's. And then if you buy a sofa from there and it gets shipped to your house and you open it, there's a passcode to another forum, which is Bill Belichick's coach at Navy.
Wow. So it's like real deep. You and three other people.
Yeah. Well, and you're all on this podcast that now everyone knows. Me and 1, 2, 3. But no, so he loves the Naval Academy, but think about Belichick's style. I think a college football coach is sales. It's going on the road and finding some young punk and convincing him why it's going to be cool to come play at X university, but not at the Naval Academy.
No,
that's a different breed of people going there for different reasons. And I feel like it like totally lines up with like Belichick philosophy. Like, oh, you want to play ball or not? So I don't know. I would love to see him go to Navy.
Craig and I are actually like kind of like talking about Navy a little bit, or just like the service academies in general. Like, can they get NIL deals?
Ooh, I don't know.
Like, oh, that if
I'm gonna go with that, no.
Like, that's a game changer. Like that makes it even harder for that recruiting to get those guys in there.
I think no. I'm gonna go with no on that one.
I would think no also, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think Bill Belichick's I think Jerry Jones is going to try to hire him if they fire Mike McCarthy.
Yeah. Well, McCarthy's gone.
I mean, I know you're a Cowboys fan, Trey, but man, that was so funny.
Loosely.
That was so funny. Like, especially because I drilling in Fort Worth, they're like all Cowboys fan. We them boys. And what was the game before that?
Is that the Texans?
Yeah, Texans. So I watched a little bit of that, and then Diana and I went with our neighbors to Hot Pot, and we left Hot Pot, and I turned on the game, and they were just getting trounced, and I was like, "Oh, I love this." So much.
Dude, murdered.
Yeah, murdered. Fantastic.
I don't know.
No more America's team.
Jeff made me a Green Bay Packers fan, so low key.
Partial owner.
Go Pack,
bring
go.
into the fold.
Go Pack, go. It's like all the fairy tale teams making it. Lions, Packers.
Yeah, I love that Lions win. I love
Dan Campbell, man. I love that guy. Dan
Campbell. I just want to see Patrick Mahomes lose. That guy. If I was going to Nolan Hickey it, I'd say his last name 3 times out loud.
Did you see who's the Chiefs coach? What's his name? Andy Reid.
Andy Reid.
Did you see Andy Reid's mustache?
Of course I did. I was like, is that my dad?
No, did you see a Frozen
mustache? Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Basicals.
Yeah, I saw it. It was epic.
Yeah.
Epic. So Kansas City's playing the Bills, and the Bills are playing at home, and Patrick Mahomes has never played in a away playoff game.
What a crazy stat.
Right? Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy.
So I'm going Bills.
That was that shootout. Was that 2 years ago when it was just like back and forth? Do you remember that?
Just like whoever had the ball last was going to win.
Yeah, it was Bills Chiefs. I remember that. That was like the best game of the playoffs.
Yeah, I don't remember. So many football games.
That's true.
Yeah. Speaking of football, how about some football?
Oh, some football? So let's see what's going on. Don't worry. Liverpool still top of the table in the Premier League.
Oh, Liverpool. Sorry. I thought you were talking about Liver King.
It's a pool that Liver King sits in. He just hangs
feast.
Out in. Primal.
Anyway, continue.
But what's scary is that they've got a bunch of injuries now, and Man City, who's kind of just been running the league for the last, decade-ish. And they just got some guys healthy.
The Viking guy, right?
They look good. Yeah, he's been hurt. I don't know, last like 3 or 4 games for them, and they've had some struggles. But they just got Kevin De Bruyne back. Now he has this like long, kind of like flowing hair. He got subbed on in the second half. Immediately scored a goal, had an assist to like win the game. It was just like, oh no, they're back.
Who's the Egyptian guy who plays for Liverpool?
Mo Salah.
That's fun. I like that guy.
Yeah, who's the guy in Miami? I like PJ.
Messi.
Lionel Messi.
Yeah.
Wow, dude, big Messi guy.
I think you're the only one. Wow,
Wow.
I think a lot of people might hop on that bandwagon. Yeah, wow.
I think so. It's jersey sales.
A young up and coming player.
Yeah, that's right. Anyway, continue. Long flowing hair.
Yeah, so Mo Salah, he's actually away though, playing at the Africa Nations Cup or whatever. So like they're like continental tournament, and then when they're the other good players is in Asia playing in that like continental tournament, and so it's kind of tough right now for Liverpool, but we'll be all right. It's a long season.
At least you won't get relegated.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Speaking of football, if you're looking for something good on Netflix, it's called Captains of the World.
Ooh.
And it like follows this past World Cup, and it's like it just basically kind of like follows all the teams and specifically like the captains of each team. And it's like Netflix typical, like very dramatic, like engrossing editing. It's good. It's good.
Could you guys do me a favor? And I say you guys, I mean Jeff. Could you make like a 15-minute YouTube video that explains all the different soccer leagues?
Oh yeah,
where they
in
are
15 minutes.
And who's in 15? I want to like watch one video and be like, oh, I understand it. Because every time I think I understand it, I'm like, I don't. That's not FIFA. Manchester's not United. I don't get it. That's MLS. That's the Olympics. I don't understand what's happening. So yeah, I think that's a good. Or maybe next episode we just do soccer basics.
It is extremely convoluted and just like.
So it is kind of confusing, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay,
absolutely.
So it's not like Grant's just being Grant.
No, it's weird, especially like there was the World Cup in the winter, so they paused the season, but then every season there's also like two other club, so like not the national team, like tournaments that go on. And then this year within the season, there's also the African Continental Cup and the Asian Continental like Cup. So like players are leaving to go play for their national teams and they have their club team within this. It's
just a disaster.
Yeah. It's very complicated.
Complicated.
Disaster.
Yeah, disaster. I mean, complicated.
Yeah.
No good. What else we got? Actually, I got something.
Okay.
I got this in the mail. Okay.
Unboxing?
Oh,
I recognize that pack job.
From UPS. And so I want to get to the bottom of that because this isn't the first thing that's been sent to me from an undisclosed sender. But I have received things from this undisclosed sender before. And I want to talk about who packs it. But before I do that, real quick. Someone sent me this by the name of Matt Halleck. It says aviation cheat codes. And the codes are 7500 fly formation with F-16 Sierra, 7600 ATC mute, 7700 priority landing, ... anywhere. Does that make any sense to you guys?
No, I'm not a JTAC.
But Jeff is.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I don't know any of that.
So someone sent me this. Okay, I don't know what it means. All right, so yeah, I got an unboxing here, a live unboxing.
Give me your P.
I think you would call this a live unbagging.
Ooh.
Is this safe for work?
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's a little conservationist care package.
I didn't know if it was in NSFW. So the undisclosed recipient is Mr. Buege. And the reason I know that is because I got an email from UPS that says, you have a package coming. And it's like Cinder, Patagonia. And I was like, oh, it's Jeff. So I was hoping he was sending me $700 waiters.
Well, this was before I knew what size you were. But now I know what size you are.
Yeah, you already got some. You're good.
Ooh. Simple fly fishing.
Ooh.
Simple. Ooh, look at these guys in the back. Is that the Patagonia founder right there?
Oh, yeah, he's definitely, Yvon Chouinard's definitely in there.
Thanks. Nice.
It's a good book.
Oh, love
it's
it.
a really
love
good book.
Yeah, excellent. And then there's a little conservation cap here. So you pack this? You do the packing?
I did that, yeah.
Like, so you grab it off the shelf and pack it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if it was like you go into the system and put the order.
Oh, no. Yeah, we had that stuff at the store. So I was like, I'm going to pull it and send it.
Oh, man. You going to try it on?
I'm going to try to put it over my headphones.
Oh, dude, I got that one. Look at that.
You like this one? This is how you wear it, right?
Thumbnail.
Yeah, there you go.
That's a true fly fisherman.
Yeah. PJ liked my thumbnail photo.
It's perfect. Mrbeast approved.
Mrbeast approved.
The burger guy.
Yeah.
Well, thanks. I sent you guys microphones, and Jeff sent me a book and a hat. So I feel like I'm on the winning side of this.
I sent you
great
thoughts
microphone.
and prayers. Yeah.
Yeah, thoughts.
Trey, you already have that hat. I already.
Yeah, you already gave it to me. It's a good hat.
Oh, is this actually Trey's hat that he returned to the store?
Yeah,
And you were like, Trey didn't even like the gift.
That's my fishing hat, dude.
Yeah. PJ's wearing a lift hat right now. Do you guys
Nice,
want a
solid.
Do you guys want a PJ weight update?
Yeah,
Where are we tipping the scales at?
Oh, I'm up to 183, so up 1 pound. So by episode 17 more episodes, I'll be
He
on
goes
camera.
on vacation and gains a pound.
Dude,
He's really upset.
Go
I
on
keep
more
calling it
vacations. Moral of the
vacation.
story.
That's what I'm saying. Vacation every day.
every day.
Hey, do what you love. You'll never work a day in your life.
All right.
That's what they say.
Who said that?
Abe Lincoln, I believe.
I think
Hawthorne.
it is Abe Lincoln. Yeah.
Yeah, that was him.
What's the matter? You don't know any Shakespeare? Sorry, departed quote.
Speaking of
what was it?
Scorsese, I was gonna watch that Killers of the Flower Moon.
Flower
today.
Moon.
Mm.
Yeah.
It wasn't enough time before the podcast. It's like 3.5 hours.
I was about to
Yeah,
say,
you're
you
like,
didn't have 4
I'm going to
hours
watch
kill.
a movie. Sorry, I don't have 9 hours that I'm going to be awake. I wanted to, what was the other Scorsese one? The Irishman. So there
Also
was a
4
meme,
hours.
there was a meme that came out that said how to turn the Irishman into a mini series. And it like picked you like somewhere between 35 and 50 minute segments. And I did it and it was great.
That's really
And
smart.
so I need someone to do that for Killers of the Flower Moon. It has bad reviews, which tells me it's going to be a movie that I like.
What, Killers of the Flower Moon does?
Yeah, like a lot of people don't like it. I don't know.
Did
Barbie
you
and
see
Barbie and Oppenheimer just changed the game for movie. Like it just, I feel like those movies last year, they were like the first 2 movies since 2020 that people like got excited about and talk. Like, tell me a movie between 2020 and Barbie and Oppenheimer that people talked about.
Dude, I'm a sucker for anything Mission Impossible.
Have you seen the new one?
Tom Cruise, dude, is phenomenal.
Sure. I'm just saying those were like the first 2 movies in a few years where there was like buzz. You remember when movies
great.
used to come out
Yeah.
and everyone talked about it? I would say that the only thing in between there was that new Top Gun. There was some buzz there, but I don't know. I think the
Phenomenal.
movies are,
That was a good movie too.
the movies are dead.
Agreed.
They just keep making superhero movies.
I mean, once you've watched Reacher, why would you watch anything else?
You're a big Reacher guy now.
That's a good flick.
My British clients were like, oh my gosh, thank you so much for recommending Reacher. Every time we watch it, we look and say, that's basically Grant. And I was like, yeah, just missing some growth hormone, some trenbolone, and some TRT. And yep, that's me. Also, that's what I did every day in the Marine Corps. I just punched in windows, grabbed bad guys, ripped them out, and saved victims. Semper Fi.
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some whole feast, you'll be there.
Yeah.
Distinctly.
Whole feast.
Is it
Are
good
you
though?
all
I haven't
caught
watched
up?
No, I'm not all caught up. I'm
Okay.
season 2. I think I'm 2 up. I haven't watched it in a few days.
Mhm.
I've been reading.
Ooh,
Oh.
Yeah.
What you been reading?
big reader.
I used to be a good big reader, which I think means I still am a big reader, but then I got busy. But I cracked a Grisham book, The Reckoning.
Solid.
And so I was always very proud that every time Grisham released a new book, I would pre-order it. And I was caught up. And I had one book from a few years ago, The Reckoning, and I had started it and hadn't finished it. So anyway, I grabbed it. I like stay up. I finished the book and I'm like, I got to buy the new one. Like there must be a new one. Like it's pre-order. Like usually you can pre-order them like in the spring and they come out like late summer. And I go, there's like 6 books I haven't read because I've like fallen behind over the last few years. So I just bought them all on Amazon. So I buy them all. Then I realized he took the Camino Island story, which was like, they went into Princeton and they stole the manuscripts of The Great Gatsby and all the Fitzgerald stuff, and they run away with them. And I've read it before, but now they made a second and a third book to that, like over the last few years as a sequel. What do you call the third book in a series?
Third book.
Episode 3.
3.
Yeah.
It's a Star Wars thing. Does that have a name? Like is that the Triquill?
Yeah, I think that sounds right.
I mean, there probably is some name.
Sequel has to be SE for second, right? PJ, are you looking this up?
Yeah, I'm doing some Googling.
Yeah, Abe Lincoln said sequel first.
Shout out Abe Lincoln.
So Camino Island, Camino Winds, and then Camino Ghost. And I got A Time for Mercy, when Grisham's first book was A Time to Kill. Did you guys see that movie?
Yeah.
What's the famous line from that movie?
I'll be back.
It's
Samuel L. Jackson, right?
Samuel Jackson, yeah.
Yes, they deserve to die, and I hope they burn in hell.
Yes, they deserve to die, and I hope they burn in hell. That's right.
There's too many snakes on this plane.
Yeah,
different
different book.
John Grisham still.
Yeah. Anyway, he wrote a sequel to that. So anyway, I've been reading. So I've stopped Reacher. I'm back on the Grisham train.
Book review segment.
I think it's happening.
I think so.
Yeah. I mean, Grisham was like
Sports and Books.
Yeah, one of the first books. I read The Brethren. Did you guys ever read The Brethren?
What's that about?
So I'll tell this real quick because it's just interesting. So The Brethren is these white collar criminals that launder money, get sent to prison. And they're in prison. They're trying to get out. So they start putting ads in magazines from prison for like homosexual partners. And they start letters, pen pals with like very high up businessmen, guys that are gay. And then like once they have like all the stuff, they extort them. They take all their money, they escape, and they leave. And so my older brother, Jordan, is 5 years older than me, handed me that book when I was like 13. He's like, you'll love this. And I'm reading it and I'm like, this is like genius. Like they're criminals. They're going to make money. They're going to get out. They're extorting these people for stuff they're embarrassed about. Long story longer. I'm talking to my brother the other day. I'm like, hey, you got to read the new Grisham. He's a big Grisham head too. I'm like, you got to read blah, blah, blah. He's like, man, I was thinking about The Brethren the other day. And I was like, yeah? He's like, yeah, because like in the 90s, if you were a businessman and gay, you hit it. Now no one cares. He's like, I don't think that extortion thing would work anymore. I was like, yeah, that's true. So yeah, The Brethren, good read.
Romantic comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mostly romantic.
Man, I was watching Netflix the other day, or actually, I think it was a couple months ago. Me and Abby were watching this documentary series. It's like a lawyer family. It's like a powerful family. Is it South Carolina?
Oh.
And what am I talking about?
Is it South Carolina?
See,
keep talking.
It's one of the Carolinas. And
there's like only two.
True, yeah.
That's true.
Either the north or south.
I just counted them again.
Yeah.
Turns out. Verified.
All right, let me just test this real quick. Because we're from the
South.
The South. Jeff and I used to do that when like we would cook collards or like get butter out. And Rimpy from Kansas would be like, why are you doing that? And Jeff would go, because we're from the, and I would go, the South. Yeah. Anyway. What's the show?
It's like the Murdocks or whatever.
The Murdocks. That's it.
Yeah.
That's Grant knows all about this. Grant,
I'm basically a Murdoch.
Grant's keying.
That's what I'm saying. I was watching it. I was like, I wonder if Grant knows these people.
So the kids, Buster, and then what's the one that died?
What a great name, Buster.
It'll be a Buster. So they're a little young for me.
Okay.
No, we're not asking you to marry him.
He's going to extort him.
Sorry. I'm still thinking
he's getting letters from him.
I'm still thinking about the Brethren. They are a lot younger than me. That family. So when I watch the shows or the news clippings, there's a podcast on it called Murdoch Murders that I've listened to the whole thing. It's fun to listen to because when they talk about every town and road, it's like literally right where I grew up. So They are towards Walterboro. They're like 20 minutes from me, and they owned a bunch of land between Beaufort and Charleston. So like when I was at the Citadel, I would obviously make the drive a bunch. So like I know the area. So I would see signs for like Murdoch's attorney at law, Murdoch's like storage, like different things. But no, I didn't know them. But the girl that died in the boating accident, her dad goes to my dad's church, and and her stepmom. So like, and that happened like when I worked on the shrimp docks, that happened like right around the corner from that. Yeah, that's all. There's what new show? I'm wondering if I've seen it now.
It's a Netflix documentary, right? I think so.
Oh, I haven't seen it. Yeah.
It's pretty. It's just kind of detailed. I had no idea like what that story was, but it was kind of
wild.
just it was detailing the whole thing.
My only beef with it is like nobody runs the Low Country like the Murdocks, and I'm like, no, like we just kind of thought they were rich rednecks. Like no one, like I grew up there. No one was like, oh man, look, there's a Murdock. No one really cares. There was some cutthroat Murdock stuff at the game days though this year. Like ripping on the back. Oh yeah, like ripping on the Murdocks. Like, oh yeah, it was wild. But yeah, that's a crazy one.
That was crazy.
Yeah, I thought you were talking about Southern Charm.
No,
that's like a Bravo show.
Is that a good show?
I've only seen one episode, and I've only seen one episode because a guy that I went to college with was in it. He played baseball at the Citadel. And he was like someone's boyfriend at the time of like one of the female characters. No, it looks terrible. I mean, if you're into like Real Housewives of Orange County, you might like it. Yeah. Real Housewives of Dallas.
What's that one? Remember it was like we were all living together and The
Bachelor
got into The Bachelor that one season.
Yeah. Yeah.
We ran into one of those girls.
Yeah. JoJo.
No, it was the blonde one with the kids.
Yeah. We did run into that one. Yep.
And I remember we were walking in, she was walking out, and I go, "Hey, you're the Bachelor girl." And she's like,
"Actually, I'm a bachelorette."
Disdain. Yeah. She hated me. Yeah.
Get it right, Trey.
Is this the part of the show where we're trying to get more female viewers?
Yeah. Up from 3 to 4.
I don't think it's working. I don't think it's working. But yeah, we just went from 3 to 4. By the way, we got almost 300 listens here on episode 2. So the people are enjoying it.
The people love it.
People love the show, which is good.
I was excited about what you post. You had it. Was it the Olympics?
Oh yeah, I got my list.
Okay.
We're playing an Olympics game,
dude. I got super excited about this.
Okay, I'm ready.
Oh, okay. All right.
Explain the rules. Explain the rules.
Okay.
So I've got 10 say sports. We'll just call them sports. You could throw some of them into the activities category. But the question is, will these be events at the 2024 Olympics in Paris this summer?
I'm going to do
so I've got split up into 3 columns. I've got Trey, Grant, and PJ. Ooh, so we'll go around the horn here. You'll weigh in whether you think yay or nay.
Who's keeping score? You?
Jeff.
I'm keeping score.
Okay. I can't count. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. First one. Everybody ready?
Am I first?
Yes.
PJ's. Yeah, we'll go Grant, Trey, and then we'll kick PJ.
Okay.
All right.
First one. Wrestling.
Okay, I know that's an Olympic sport. I don't think it's an Olympic sport they've gotten rid of. And I think you could do that in the summer or the winter. But it seems like you do it in the summer. I'm going to go with a yes. You're going to score at the... Oh, correct. So we're going to know the answer as we... Wait, is everyone going to weigh in or does everyone have their own question?
Everyone's going to weigh in on all these. Or we can... Yeah.
No. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to say yes.
All right. Grant says yes. There's 2 different kinds. There's Roman Greco. They can't get rid of both of them. I'm going to go, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going, yeah, too. I mean, that was probably one of the first sports in the first Olympics, so they can't get rid of that.
I think that's why they made the Olympics. Yeah.
Okay, we're correct. Yeah. 2 sports. All right.
But several years ago, it was official. It was dropped. And then whoever, like the governing body for wrestling, not in the Olympics, like, they made a bunch of changes.
Nikki Haley.
Yeah, it's Vince McMahon.
Vince McMahon brought it back.
Hulk Hogan. They made a bunch of changes. And so before the Olympics that rolled around that it was supposed to be dropped by, they added it back in. So at one point it was cut, which was bananas because like you guys said, it's the like original Olympic sport.
Fascinating.
Okay.
Love it.
All right.
Next one.
Next.
Tug of war.
No.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I'm going to go no as well.
I mean, that's basically wrestling with a rope. So I'm going to say yes.
Okay, it is not going to be in these Olympics, but it was part of the Olympics from 1900 to 1920.
Not bad.
And,
Had to
then,
run.
and then the Marines took it over for field day.
It was also interesting looking at some research because I kind of was just like going down a rabbit hole of Olympic sports. And so at one point, so Great Britain had the most success in it with like, I think 5 medals total or something like that. US was number 2, but then there were these like mixed teams that won medals. And then doing the research, it was like, and this year there were 4 Americans and 1 German guy. And my just like take on this is it probably was like, there were no tug of war teams. They just got to the Olympics and were like, all right, I got 4 strong people. We need 1 more. Like, all right,
went to the bar and just like
all that.
Look at these guys from the OK podcast. They look like they're from Nebraska. Put them in.
Yeah.
Well, 3 of us do.
Next one. And we're going to go reverse order this time. So we're going to go PJ, Trey, and then Grant.
Okay, perfect.
Baseball/softball.
It's got to be a yes.
Yeah, I would agree with that as well.
No.
Ooh, Grant gets it. Yeah.
What?
It is not part of this Olympics. And this is kind of a tricky one because it was part of the 2020 Olympics in Tokyo. But then before that, it was not.
But then Otani-san got drafted, and they were like, why would we play this anymore?
Yeah. So 2006, it got dropped from the Olympics, made a comeback in 2020 because Japan, I guess the host nation gets to like lobby for certain events that maybe like align with their country's kind of like, traditions or whatever. So baseball big in Japan. So they were like, we want baseball/softball in the Olympics. France said, no, we don't really care about our baseball team.
All right.
But it will be back in 2028 when it's in Los Angeles.
That's why I was confused. That's why.
For you non-Spanish speakers, that means the city of angels. Los Angeles.
Thank you for the translation.
You're welcome.
Muy bueno.
All right, we'll go reverse order again.
My first
flag, we'll go PJ to Trey, then Grant, and then we'll switch up the order again. So flag football.
No.
I'm going to go yes.
I'm going to go yes.
It is not.
Oh!
Not yet. It was kind of, if you were watching the playoffs, I feel like gave a lot of, I don't know, little sizzle packages of talking about flag football going to the Olympics. But it'll be 2028 is the first year for flag football.
There's I remember there was a commercial, I think a Nike commercial, where like a girl from Mexico is like phenomenal at flag football. Have you seen this?
Yeah. So it's getting some hype. It's big in like the youth leagues. I know my niece played it. My nephew played it. Yeah.
A lot less brain injuries. Maybe. I don't know.
Worth it. Okay. Next one. This one will go Trey, Grant, then PJ.
A lot of pressure.
Weightlifting. So talking about clean and jerk and snatch.
Yes, of course.
No.
I think no.
What? Wait. Just any weightlifting whatsoever.
Yeah, weightlifting. So the sport of weightlifting is the snatch or the clean and jerk in the snatch, right? So clean and jerk. Remember Jim DeNofa's lesson on this?
Yeah.
If you lift weights, you need to know weightlifting is a sport. Every other country calls it weightlifting. In America, we call it Olympic weightlifting because it happens in the Olympics. And I'm like, so I'm an American, so I call it Olympic weightlifting, right? He's like, no, you call it weightlifting. And it's these two movements. But
so is that different than powerlifting?
Yeah, powerlifting, squat, bench, deadlift. Strength lifting, which is kind of like a starting strength, semi-made up thing, a squat, press, deadlift. Weightlifting is the thing that was done in the Olympics, which is the clean and jerk and the snatch. I should have been omitted from this question.
After that explanation, I would like to change my answer.
Yeah.
Wait, I wouldn't.
I'll stick with yes.
Wait, is it here this year?
It is.
PJ has to guess. Oh, PJ said yes too.
Wait. Oh, yeah. PJ said
no. I said it was going to be cut.
Yeah, he said no. He said no.
Okay.
It is being cut.
I thought
it was.
Oh, it changed.
But it went through a 2-year period where it was like dropped.
Yeah.
And then the IWF came back out and said, "Oh, it will be part of the Olympics."
Oh, okay.
I heard it was cut.
So there's like a couple big Olympic lifters that were at the starting strength seminar in December, and they were telling me how it's gone.
There was. I'll pull up the.
No, I believe you. I'm glad. I'm glad it's back because I always like to. Yeah, I just thought
Graham seems upset. Yeah, Graham seems upset.
It was supposed to go away in 2020. Like this was supposed to be the last Olympics of it. And then now it's like the IWF, so International Weightlifting Federation, came out with and was like, talk to the IOC, so the International Olympic Committee, and it is now like on the program for 2028.
Wow, they got extorted.
Okay.
They got extorted.
A
Okay.
lot of letters. Must have been somebody in prison writing letters.
They're reading John Grisham.
Hey, Trey, I wrote you a letter last night, by the way.
I've been reading it. I feel extorted.
You can pay me in Bitcoin.
All right, so next one.
Okay,
we'll go Trey, PJ, Grant.
Okay. Right.
Cricket.
Yes.
Yeah, it's going to be in France, so yeah.
Yes.
No. It is not. It has not been in the Olympics since 1900.
We are terrible at this.
Which is crazy because it's like huge internationally. Like it's one of the biggest sports internationally.
I'm more of a Winter Olympics guy.
That's it.
Yeah, big bobsled guy.
Yeah, big bobsled guy. Really into hurling and curling.
Don't they take breaks and drink tea? Isn't that the cricket?
Yeah.
It's like their halftime. Yeah, that's their halftime.
Is it boba tea?
No.
Okay.
It's tea with milk in it.
Just brown water. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's anabolic.
Okay, we'll do a quick scoring update. We've got four more.
Okay. Where are we at?
Trey, you have 3. Okay. Grant has 3.
Okay.
PJ 2.
Wow.
All right, though, PJ. There's time to make up. You got time.
Weight. Victim weight over there.
All right, next one up, surfing.
Who's going first?
We'll go Grant, Trey, PJ.
Okay.
France, summer. I want to say no, but I'm going to say yes.
I don't think there's surfing in the English Channel, is there?
I mean, you can make water. Kelly Slater has like a surf park.
Oh, wow, dude. I'm going to go now.
I think in Texas, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Just remember that
Kelly Slater from Saved by the Bell?
He dated Giselle before Brady.
All right, I'm going yes because that just seems so random. It just feels like a setup.
Yes, it is. But Trey, you're kind of on the right track in that it is not anywhere near the country of France. They're doing it at Tehuipu. I don't know how you say it exactly, but it's in like French Micronesia or like Tahiti.
Just south.
It's like a super world class surf break that they always have like tournaments at. So it has some tie to France, but it's not anywhere near the country of France.
So I'm back in the game.
Back in the game.
That's right. All right, next one.
Change.
We'll go PJ, Grant, Trey.
Okay.
Trampoline.
What big jumping guy?
Watch the knees.
I'm gonna say
Garth Brooks is in the Olympics.
You're gonna get that jumper's knee. I'm gonna say yes.
I'm next.
Yeah, I'll go Grant.
Like trampoline, that seems like an incomplete sentence.
What?
Like trampoline
by
is
itself, it is
a
You're
thing.
not wrong.
He's not like, hey, is this in the Olympics trampolining? He's just like, is there going to be a trampoline there? So I'm going to go yes.
Watched it last Olympics. I'm going to go yeah.
Oh.
Correct. Oliver earned a point on that one. Yeah, trampoline.
Wrong.
And it is not like an event within gymnastics. It's like apparently it's its own standalone thing.
What's the objective?
Trampoline.
Jump high.
I think you just do a bunch of flips and tricks and bounce around on a trampoline.
It's like one guy gets in the center and like acts like an egg, and then everybody tries to crack him. Yeah.
And the guy that gets bounced out has to write a letter.
Yep.
He has to make a pen pal.
What's up, brethren? We're out of control.
Oh, we are.
Right. Okay. Next one. Let's go. We'll go Grant, Trey, PJ for this one. Okay. Breaking, also known as breakdancing.
I'm first.
We'll go Grant first.
No.
This is tough. I'm gonna go no.
I'm going to go yes because I know that's a big European thing.
Ooh,
PJ is correct.
are you kidding me,
Let's
dude?
go!
He got his finger on the pulse of Europe.
Back on top.
Wow.
Big Euro trash guy over
You
here.
uncultured people.
The first year
BPJ, European PJ.
Euro trash. First year for it, and yeah, it was like France is kind of one of their sports that they lobbied for to have included as part of the Olympics.
All
Yeah,
right.
seems French.
I'm gonna do
Oui, oui.
fromage. Is this the last one?
All right, we're
Parlez-vous
going into the last
français?
one.
Who score update? PJ's winning, right?
I'm on top.
It's 5-4-4.
PJ's making a comeback. Since the last scoring update, he's hit 3 in a row. So we've got Trey sitting at 4. Grant's got 5. PJ's got 5.
This is so lame.
Ooh.
It's the
This one's worth 2. This one's worth 2.
What?
Oh, we don't-
Okay.
All right.
All right.
We'll go original. Oh, yeah, we'll go Trey, Grant,
Okay.
PJ.
Deal.
All right.
Yo-yoing.
I'm gonna go yes.
Really? Yo-yoing?
I'm down. I gotta take a stab at this.
Yes.
Going no.
Congratulations, producer Jordy.
PJ.
No. Not once has yo-yoing ever been in the Olympics. That
It's
was
in the next one though, right?
No, it's not on the schedule.
Oh, that's too bad.
Other ones that are scheduled in the future are like lacrosse, baseball, softball. What else? Yeah. And like sport climbing is new for this Olympics.
I really wanted to watch someone
Well-
walk the dog.
By the numbers, what can we get the final score?
All right, final score. Trey, 4 points.
Bronze medal.
Grant, 5 points.
Silver.
PJ,
Silver.
6.
The
Oh, yeah.
goal!
Nice Olympic tie-in.
That was pretty good.
That was good. That last one was
game.
What do I
courtesy
win?
of my wife.
Oh, nice. Oh,
Yes.
nice. She did a little
Dang.
research for you.
Yeah,
Mm.
she threw it.
Research team.
She was like yo-yoing. That like could maybe, especially if you follow it after breakdancing, where it just seems plausible.
Fooled me. Yeah. It's like how sure PJ is about breakdancing in the Olympics.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Just
P-
they love
PJ,
it.
who's
You
the
should move to Europe.
yeah? Who's the top breakdancer? PJ.
I believe Bill Belichick. Nope, that's not right.
Just out of
That's a
left
good
field.
Why
take
he
right there.
retire. It's like Patriots. He's like, gotta focus on the 2024
Focus on the
Olympics.
games.
Gotta focus on the Olympics. Oh man. That's good. All right. Well,
was
I
good.
can't wait
That
to
was
see
good.
what game you have for next week.
That was fun.
Speaking of games, Trey, what's this about you sleeping with a weighted blanket?
Oh, dude, have you ever slept with one?
Yes, and I have very strong feelings about it, but I'm gonna let you tell your story first.
Well, first of all, it was 2 degrees, and so we threw on a weighted blanket.
Okay.
On the-
So
on
for
the bed.
warmth, not for anti-anxiety.
Yeah, well, I also get nervous too, like super easy. So yeah,
Sure.
yeah. No, it's strictly for warmth.
Okay. So they,
And I
they
s-
make a go ahead.
I slept like a baby, man. We have a king size one,
Ooh. A
and it was
California king or a regular king?
just regular king.
The Texas King.
Yeah,
Texas king. Well, you do wear the king's cloth.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
every day, man. No, we threw it on there, and I slept like a baby. I was out immediately.
How much does it
okay.
weigh?
About 150 pounds.
Get out of
my
here.
God.
No, it doesn't. No, what does it weigh? 15 pounds?
Do you
I
guys-
think they're like,
that sounds
I think
right.
a big
Abby's
one's
still
like
in
20
bed.
pounds.
She can't-
Abby
He's
can't move.
trapped.
Abby hasn't been out of bed all week.
Do you
Like
progress the
Charlie in the
weight?
Chocolate Factory.
Do you like add 5 pounds a night?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, we're on the novice program.
NLP?
NLP, novice learner progression. Why do you keep buying 1.25 pound plates, Trey? Oh, I'm just adding them to my weighted
To my
blanket.
duvet.
That would be, maybe we could get in the weighted blanket scene.
Yeah, strength to a weighted blanket.
You know, like
Wait.
when people make those blankets out of like denim jeans, like all the different things. So we could make them out of old denim jeans, and every square could be a back pocket of a pair of Wranglers. And then you could just fill the pockets with 1.25s and sew it together.
It's the same thing.
I feel like we're onto something here.
Wait, so what's your opinion of them? Are you not a fan?
I'm not a fan. Someone gave me one year and I felt trapped. I felt like, I was not a fan.
I remember you hate being comfortable. I remember that.
Yeah. I'm here for pain and suffering.
Yeah.
No, I'm not a fan. I also sleep weird though. Like I sleep with my hands over my chest like this on my back and I don't move.
Well, like Dracula?
Yeah. Because I know exactly what that means. Is that a Star Wars character?
I feel like that's a very well-known literary reference.
You don't know Dracula? What?
Is that from the Enlightenment?
Yeah. Basically.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, like Dracula.
Yeah. It's way up here.
What else we got, guys? I caught my first fish by myself.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Let's hear it. Let's hear the story. What'd you catch it on?
Caught it on a red worm, the killer red. So I had a dry nymph, or I had a nymph. I had a dry fly on the top as my indicator, but did have a hook in it. And then I went in, I had my guide. He's like, you can go here, you can go there, whatever. When you go in, he's like, the water's going to be flowing a lot because we've had all this rain. Try and dodge the water depth, do this. Here's some junk. I bought some flies and, not many. I had maybe 10 in case I lost some. And I went in and Diana came and sat on the bank and I was like, look, I'll just be very clear. I'm not going to catch a fish. I was like, but I'm going to learn a lot because I need to do this by myself. I need to hook things up myself, whatever. So I go into the first place that he sent me and I go and there's 5 dudes floating the river. And I know about this because that's what he does in Tennessee a lot, up near Johnson City. And you can just tell, you just see the boat, they're floating. There's 4 guys on it. Lines are going everywhere. And I'm like, I don't want to get in and fish in front of these people. I don't even know if these waders work. I'm going to fall in. My cast sucks. They're going to be like, why are you fishing a red worm and blah, blah, blah. So I go further down and I go to get in. Diana sets up her chair and I get in and the water is just rushing. It's like whitewater rapids. And, so I'm trying, I get to a spot where it's a little bit smoother. I'm casting. It's kind of going okay. I'm trying to catch a drift. It's going way too fast. Then I finally get it stuck and I lose my bottom fly. So I come out of the water, I retie it. And then I'm like, let's go down here. So we go to another place. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go exactly where he told me to go. The pin he dropped him, go that area. There was Fisherman there, whatever. So I go back, Fisherman are there. And I'm watching him and John will always be like, you see all these guys? Whoa, 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 just flies going everywhere. All they're saying is bald eagle, bald eagle, bald eagle. That's all they're telling the fish. You don't need to do all that nonsense. Just get in there, catch your drift. Mm-hmm. So I get in and I notice these guys aren't catching any fish. And so I found some water that looked familiar to what I'm used to, fast moving water, but you see the breaks in the current. You're oh, if it goes there, it might go slow. And I just start, working the different little channels. And maybe an hour in, I feel it. And I see my, indicator go under. I'm like, no way. And I set it to the left 2 inches. That's what he always tells me. 2 inches. You said that 20 feet, 2 inches. Set it. Come up. Boom. I get it. And for some reason, I'm smart enough because my problem is I always keep it clasped and don't let the fish run and they just break off. So I let it run. And then I've never netted my own fish. And so I'm like, all right. And I'm always awkward with it. Here, he's just go up with it. Why are you reaching out? Just go up. And so I reel it and it's coming thing. It's going away. It's coming back. And then it gives up and it's tired. I just reach in my back and grab my net. And I just hold the rod up and the fish is right there. And I grabbed it. And I was just this is a top moment of the last 24 months. I can't believe I caught my own fish.
A natural.
And, so I caught it. Caught the little rainbow and let him go. Fish for a little while longer. And then the next day it just rained sideways all day. And Diana was like, I am not going. And Saturday we came home. So we only got to go once. But yeah. So
success.
that was I was pumped. Well, because I mean, you do it with him, and you got to say, and he doesn't like baby you, but he's like, put it there, cast it there, do this, do that, and with that gone, it's like I realize like I know nothing, but like, oh, I do know like a little bit about a little something, so that's cool. So yeah, caught me that rainbow.
Oh, yeah. You just like talking through how, and you were like, okay, I found a spot that you were like used to fishing, and then you just started working the segments. It's like, yeah, dude. That's what it is.
It was fun. And I was just like, all I want to do is go fish. Like I just, I'm hooked.
Just wait till you bass fish.
Fishing joke.
Yeah. Boom, boom. Real fishing, Trey. Me and Jeff are conservationists.
Conservationists. Catching your lease.
Hey, we believe in simple fly fishing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. We're just simple men.
Yeah.
So you got not fancy Dallas oil men like you.
Yeah, we don't have Lucchese's and reels.
Some Lucchese's?
Lucchese's
with the boot bands.
But that's definitely how you say that word. Like that's.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's Lucchese's. No one says Lucchese except those rich boys from Dallas.
They might say Lucchese. Actually, I don't know.
What do you say?
Lucchese.
Yeah. Lucchese is what I said.
Yeah.
Like way down young.
We can tell you're not from around these parts.
Yeah. A couple old men up from Dallas.
This boy must be raised in South Carolina. Coming in here with his.
The question is, where was he designed?
That's right.
No, man, it looked good. Good looking fish.
Yeah, it was fun. It was cool. Speaking of Texas, I guess we'll all be together next week. Yeah.
It's 29th, right? Are you still pro carnivore? Is that a thing?
Yeah, I'm still pro carnivore. So twofold on that. We talked a little bit at the beginning. I just recorded a video that will be released tomorrow on carnivore. Do you mean pro? Like, am I still a fan, or do you mean like when I come to your house, am I going to refuse bread?
You can take it however you want to. Me and Abby already planned on doing a charcuterie board of just meats
and hard cheese.
Hard cheese and meats.
Hard cheese.
We'll throw it at each other. Have a little cheese fight.
I'm still a fan. I'm not a fan like everyone needs to go carnivore, but having walked a lot of people through it, like everyone's like maintained their strength, lost a little bit of weight. I'm down like 9 pounds. I'm actually trying not to lose anymore, but yeah, I'm a fan, and it's simple to follow, and I mean it's tasty. You get to eat ribeyes every day.
That's a good point.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I'm still pro carnivore. It's not for everybody, but it has its place. So yeah, we'll come in there, Thursday night?
Yeah.
Right?
Next Thursday, right?
Yeah, next Thursday.
Yeah, I'll be around.
Frisco. All right. I think we should wrap up by talking about the big trip at the end of February. And Mr. Jeff's gonna make a little sales pitch on why you should be there, Trey. But
I've been thinking about this a lot, actually.
The 36th Arnold Sports Festival is the first weekend of March. So I think the 29th is like the setup day. I'm getting in like that Wednesday or Tuesday. I can't remember. But the festival is 1, 2, 3 March, which is Friday, Saturday, Sunday. PJ will be there. Jeff will be there. And we're thinking if Trey's there, then we can just record live from the Arnold.
Just like all the people I know are there. Okay.
Yeah. We'll just see. I'll grab Arnold and we'll just throw him on the podcast. He'll be there. Okay, get to the chopper.
CIA has you pushing too many papers.
Yeah. My favorite movie's Junior. That's where he has the baby, right?
Yeah, before it's time,
That's where he writes letters from jail, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. The Brethren Junior. So are you available that weekend?
I got to check with Kitchen 6 and I'll let you know.
We'll take you to the Eagle.
Ooh.
Dude.
What day are you coming in, Jeff?
Oh gosh. I got to look at the hotel reservation. I can't remember.
Thursday,
it was like,
maybe.
I think so. That sounds right.
Friday. Yeah.
That sounds right. Are you still driving?
Yeah, I'm going to drive. Yeah, so I got one truck that'll leave California that'll have like all the signage, all the plates, like everything. like a 10,000 pound capable box truck. So that'll go in. We're building a stage this year for the deadlift platform. So Eddie's helping me out with that. So to be elevated. So all that stuff will come. And then, the weights, if you're listening and you're in the Ohio area and you want some weights, we sell the weights at a discount at the end of the show. We don't haul them out of there. So there's a good opportunity if you're looking for cast iron, to come and get some along with bars. Looks like we're going to have 7,500 t-shirts to give away. So that'll be fun. And then, we'll have you guys have seen some of the new shirts. We won't spill it yet, but we got a couple new shirt designs. We got the new Arnold shirt design, which I haven't shown you guys, but I'll drop it in and show you. So we'll have some cool stuff for sale. And then, it should be fun. It's going to be interesting with the animal cage back. I feel like we did well because the animal cage wasn't there. Are you familiar with the animal cage at all, Trey?
I think you've told me about him.
Yeah. So I never went to an Arnold when it was there, but I watched many a YouTube video of when it did exist. They literally put a cage around a squat rack and a deadlift platform. They get big names to go in there and everyone's banging on the cage. It's put on by that company Animal, which is now I think owned by Universal Nutrition.
Sounds
Animal
gimmicky.
Packs.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, it didn't exist. So we became where all the big people go to lift and showcase themselves. So now I'm interested, but they teamed up with the company that should not be named, and the Arnold teamed them up with them. So I think it's going to be too corporate-y and not be as cool personally. I mean, it'll be cool, but I just mean I think there's still a spot for a sweaty deadlift platform.
Dude. The deadlift party is raw.
Yeah.
There's beers flowing. There's just people doing all sorts of weird shit / amazing stuff.
Back alley deadlifts.
It's wild, dude. It's wild.
Yeah.
Diana was I can't handle this. It just smells like toe jam, armpit sweat. People are spitting on you. It's wild. But I think that will still be good. So we'll bring some bumpers out there too. We may have a couple extra little platforms and stuff. So we'll see. Yeah, it's fun though. You got it's
You sold me when you said there's going to be swag there.
It's a really good time.
We all get swag.
Yo, swag.
Dude, there's so much swag. It's
a lot
fun,
of swag.
Trey.
Yeah.
It's fun.
So, and I got these signs being made this year with a QR code. And so you'll scan it. So last year we scanned wristbands, get emails, which is great. But then the system broke. So then when we realized they came up, they're like, you've scanned more than anyone in the entire convention. Because everyone was just awesome. Out there hey, thanks. You want a sticker? Let me scan your wristband. Because obviously, we want to email these people, try to sell them stuff. And then the system broke. When we found out the system broke, we started saying, hey, you follow us on Instagram. Well, we had 5,000 shirts to give away last year. This is when we had already given away 4,200, we thought of this. So this year I got a QR code that's going to link you, and you're going to follow on the podcast, the Instagram, the X, and YouTube.
And MySpace.
Because no MySpace. Because the line's so long, they have time to do all that. So that's the goal.
Do we have a MySpace? Do you have a MySpace?
I've never had a MySpace. I've never had a Facebook.
You don't have a top 8?
What's the top 8?
You're saying I'm not in your top 8?
Old school. That was some old school social media knowledge right there.
What is top 8?
It's a lot of social media I had.
You would
friends,
rank your top 8
people.
You would rank your friends. It was fantastic.
Rank your friends.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Should I give you my top 8?
Now Grant wants a MySpace.
I kind of want to do a top 8. God. Country.
Tom. Yeah.
Who's Tom?
Creator of MySpace.
Oh, right. Tom.
He was automatically your friend.
You told me that one time. Yeah. Tom. Yeah.
Big Tom.
You had no choice.
Yeah. Mrbeast.
Big Tom guy.
Liver King. Diana and Calhoun. Done.
Boom.
My top
No particular order.
Yeah. Well,
sounds fun, man. I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
I'll check schedule, let you know.
Can't wait to see you there. Any saved rounds, anybody?
I got one.
Okay.
First 5 people that leave us a 5-star review, or the next 5 people that leave us a 5-star review, I'll send you a Patagonia 40% off discount code.
Ooh. All right, there you go. How do we? So they need to screenshot their review and email it to the okcast@gmail.com.
Yep.
Let's do that. The
okcast. You can use it on the website.
Yeah, what about
and
bribery? I love it.
I will double check and make sure you're following on Instagram too. You have to do both of those things.
That's a good deal.
Yeah, 40% off Patagonia. That is a good deal. So there you go. The okcast@gmail.com. Send it in. You get a nice little gift from Jeff. Maybe this will be a reoccurring thing. We're feeling good and feeling generous, even when it's not.
And I'll put you in my top 8. Yeah.
Yeah. Trey will put you in your top 8. And I will email you and try to sell you stuff. So it's a win-win-win everywhere you look.
Hey.
Yeah. This has been episode 3 of the
Okay
podcast with your host, Grant Broggi, Trey Gottlich, Jeff Biggie, and producer Jordy. Thanks for tuning in. As Jeff just mentioned, please give us a 5-star review on Spotify. Subscribe to the YouTube. Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on X. Give us a review on Apple. Wherever you get your podcasts, we're there. You can find all the platforms at the okpodcast.com. This will air on Friday, January the 19th. We'll be back here every week. Thanks for tuning in. Okay. We'll see you next time.